So the thing about Nollywood romanticizing toxic storylines and toxic love stories did not start today. We're already used to it, and even though we're not supposed to be used to it, it has been happening for a very long time. Where women have to suffer first before they get or they gain the love of their partner. It's a very backward thing, and it's unfortunate that it is still happening. This particular movie, EJ, is a clear example of a toxic storyline. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be reviewing a movie and it is titled EJ. It is showing on Fredrick Leonard TV here on YouTube, featuring Fredrick Leonard himself and Mary Igwe. Now this movie made me cry. And it did make me cry because the storyline is so amazing that it brings out emotions in me. It made me cry because it happens in real life and women go through bullshit every single day. And they are expected at the end of the day to understand the man and love him whenever he's done messing up and he comes back to apologize. There is a video on my other channel where I talked about romanticizing toxic storylines in Nollywood. And this movie just brought out that anger in me. So, we have this lady, EJ or Ijoma, that was brought from the village by the uncle of this guy. Izuna, is that his name? Whatever. So the uncle brings Ijoma to the city to come and stay with Izuna because apparently Izuna had traveled to the village and somehow he got Ijoma pregnant and he went back to the city. But now Ijoma is here in the city with her pregnancy. She carried a belly, come meet the owner of the belly. So Ijoma is made to stay with the man that got her pregnant, who happens to be a man in his 40s that loves messing around with women with reconstructed backsides. And he still think that he's a boy. He parties around with these ladies. He even brings them into the house for threesomes, and he's just a big fool at 40. Because how are you an only child without parents? And this woman happens to fall pregnant with your child, and the first thing that comes to your mind is to push her away. That is what he did. He tries to push her away. He tries to frustrate her life. And throughout the movie, it is just him trying to make her go back to the village so that he can continue his stupid lifestyle. Doesn't make any sense. It's just him throughout the movie, from the beginning to the end. It's just him insulting her every single day. Okay? Insulting her, dehumanizing her, demeaning her, degrading her. And he starves her. He doesn't give her money. He doesn't show up for her. He doesn't register her for antenatal. He doesn't give a shit about the child she's carrying. His child. 40 plus. So yeah, nothing else happens in the story. Nothing solid happens in the story. Except the fact that his friend had more sense than him. And his friend was trying to make him come around and, take care of the woman that he got pregnant. So one thing I hated very well about this movie was where the friend tried to encourage Ijoma to stay in the house with this man and try to understand that he's just having a rough time, getting used to the pregnancy. He's not such a bad person. Nigga, he was bad to her throughout. And from what I know, pregnant women do not forget what you did to them while they were pregnant. I mean, pregnancy is not something that anybody can forget. A woman that has been pregnant before can never forget the time when she was pregnant. And automatically, she cannot forget how anybody treated her when she was pregnant, okay? So, Which one is that the friend is coming to tell her that, oh, he's not a bad person, no, it's just that this pregnancy news came all of a sudden. What is she supposed to do about that? It came all of a sudden for the both of them, but she sucked it up and she's keeping the baby and she's doing all that she can to take care of herself and the baby. So why can't this man suck it the shit up and take care of the baby that he put in her? What are you even talking about? Like, the way he was trying to justify his character, it pissed me the fuck up. Because why? How are you trying not to beat the shit out of this your friend? You are going to tell her to have patience and that he'll come around, and that, oh, once she gives birth, the joy of motherhood. Don't tell me that bullshit. That thing that people always say, oh, once you give birth now, you forget all these pains. The joy of motherhood will make you. The joy of motherhood cannot make you forget how somebody treated you when you were pregnant. That was one thing I hated about this movie. Him coming to tell her all those nonsense, all those bullshit. Then another thing I hated the most about this movie is that it was predictable. That at the end of the day, she ended up with him. Because of what? Because you have a baby for him, or because you love him? Okay, because of the two. You have a baby for him and you love him. So you forgive him almost immediately and you guys end up together. Hey, God. Romanticizing nonsense. Romanticizing nonsense. This saying that you can forgive somebody, but it doesn't mean that you have to accept them back into your life. People have to actually start taking it serious. Forgive somebody. Yes, forgive and okay, I will forgive you and forget. But please, you're not allowed back into my life, because you have the tendency to mistreat me. And if worse come to worst, you're going to mistreat me somehow, somewhere when we're together. Telling me that is not his character. Any character that anybody shows is their true color, is their true character. It just happens to come out at different times, at different conditions or situations in life. Anything, anyhow a person behaves has always been inside them. It just takes the right amount of pressure to bring out that particular character in the person. Because can I tell you, this is not his character. It's just because the pregnancy came as an emergency. What of the woman carrying the pregnancy? Was it not an emergency? But she's sucking it up and she's taking it like a champ. And you're telling me that this 40 plus years old man is misbehaving like this because a pregnancy came out. What was he expecting? Going in without the rubber? Are you mad? The fact that Ijoma did not even keep this pregnancy because of herself. She kept the pregnancy because of this man. Because she was told that, oh, he doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have parents. He's the only child. He doesn't have brother and sister. So she decided to keep the pregnancy because of him. And, she doesn't have brother and sister or anybody. So, yeah. Hey. If after watching this movie, you decided to be inspired by it and you make your life decisions partially based on this movie, don't do that. It doesn't happen like that in real life. The man will not even marry you. He will never come around. If he doesn't like you and your child initially, he's not going to do that later. Even if he decides to marry you, okay, to cover the shame or to be sympathetic or to have pity on you. See, can you guys just stop romanticizing nonsense? Because this movie was toxic. The man was toxic. You cannot end up with a man like that. Anyways, that is that about the movie. It's just him insulting her, and at the end of the day, she ends up with it. This movie is very aggravating, and it made me angry a lot, and I don't like it. So, yeah. Should you watch it? I don't know. I don't bloody care. You can go to the channel Fredrick Leonard TV and watch it, because it's not my money they used to produce it. So I cannot tell you not to watch it. Anyways, after watching it, you can still come back to the comment section and tell me what you think about the movie. So that is the end of my review. Peace.